Lost Dear Losties, coming up, the best of your Lost theories so far, plus Mr. Horace Goodspeed, and the four-toed statue. This is your midweek edition of the official fan show for Lost on Sky One. Paul Terry, the editor of the official Lost magazine. Nice to see you. Right. Stay there because I'm going to introduce you to a friend of mine. It's Geeky Tom. Hi, Tom.
Yeah. Hello. Yes,
good work. Yeah. Listen, let's forget the formalities because I want to talk about this four-toed statue, which is very, very exciting. In the episode that we saw at the weekend, we saw the back of the fully constructed four-toed statue. It's got to be someone that we know, hasn't it? The fact that we didn't see the face means it's someone that we know.
Not necessarily.
Okay, what do you think we're going to see at the front of the statue?
I think it will be a Egyptian god of some sort. Has all the right back clothes for them, you know. They're the dog one and the hawk one.
Oh yeah, I like them. Yeah.
What
do you think, Paul? It's going to be someone we know, isn't it?
Do you not watch Stargate? Do you not watch? They're all in Stargate.
I didn't watch Stargate.
They all have the helmets that all disappear.
The terrible CGI. Yeah.
Come over this way with me. This guy knows what he's talking about.
You're going to shout at me, I know, but all the red herrings that we get on the show, we didn't see, didn't show any kind of foot area. And what I'm saying is, we're assuming that's actually the four-toe statue in completion. Maybe it's another statue.
What?
How much do they trick us all the time? Seriously. That's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Okay, yeah, there could be more statues, but they've all got four toes.
Have they?
I know who I think I know who the statue is.
Go on.
Well, it had long, beautiful hair, a fine, shapely back.
Where are you going?
I'm saying it's Juliet. Why? Because watching this episode, Tom, you'd agree with.
This is called a face palm.
You'd agree with me. In the episode that was on at the weekend, LaFleur, we both of us mistrusted Juliet. She knows more than she's letting on.
Oh, that they just built a statue of her, and she's some kind of queen goddess.
Why not?
Because it just does it.
Who else could it be? Who else could it be? It could be Desmond.
Why is your obsession with being somebody off the island?
I will bet you
£20. Can we just do chocolate bars?
I will bet you 20 chocolate bars.
What about Curly Whirly?
I bet you Curly Whirly it's someone we know.
Okay.
It's got to be the same people that built the temple, though, hasn't it?
Probably the Egyptians or whatever. There's
like Egyptians on the Lost Island. What are you obsessed with Egypt for? It's miles away.
It's like the goddess Anubis who was in charge of the afterlife, afterworld. Goddess, it's quite merciful. Looked after an island where people came to die.
Have you been reading this week?
No.
It would take something pretty big to demolish that statue.
I haven't thought about this. Yeah.
What about a gigantic tidal wave of some variety?
Well, it could be. The kind of tidal wave that could bring a ship onto the island, you mean?
Yep.
Yeah, it's like a tsunami or something.
Like a tsunami?
Yeah, it could be something like that, actually. That's not bad. Oh, here we go. This is a post from on the forum from Dreadful. The evidence is pointing to the statue being of Anubis. Some really good pics of him, and got to say they look alike, albeit from behind. Although I've just seen some convincing pictures, it could be of a lady called...
Wait...
Nefertiti.
No, it's not Nefertiti. It's Taweret.
All right.
I don't know much about her, but the pics match the head of the statue. It's a funny shape. And seems this goddess is heavily linked to childbirth. So is Juliet, kids. So is Juliet.
Maybe when the statue is what allows childbirth when it falls down.
Everyone's listen. If you're on my side, can you send an email to lostonsky1@sky.com because this is all actually going on Tom's side. Forum post from Juliet Rule says the statue is definitely Taweret, who was an Egyptian goddess who protected women during pregnancy and childbirth. She is always holding Now you pronounce that an anchor, I think, don't you?
Ank.
Is it? It's not pronounced ank, is it?
I think it's ank.
I wouldn't like to stab a guess at that.
Okay.
ANKH. I thought it was pronounced anchor, but anchor, like the one Paul has in LaFleur. Oh yes, that's the symbol that Paul's got around his neck. Yeah. Yeah. Right. There were 2 posts on the forum saying that. That means it's a fact, does it, Tom?
In my book, yes.
We've got an email from Amy. Now Amy is shouting this because it's all in capital letters. I won't.
Oh, blimey. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Rest your voice.
Oh no, we will do it. Okay. No, you fools! The donkey wheel is not the steering wheel, or helm as it's really called, FYI Geeky Tom. Ooh. It's the part of a pirate ship that lowers and raises the anchor. Of course it makes sense. It holds the island in place, bracket space, not time. Sorry for shouting, but I got excited. Someone put forward the theory last week that the donkey wheel could be the steering wheel. Seeing it again today, obviously isn't.
Well, yeah, it's massive, but
Amy seems to be saying it's the pirate bit of the ship that lowers the anchor.
Yeah, it's a bit of the pirate shit. You know, I'm easy. I'm not.
But I find it quite funny that she's dissing Tom for saying it's of course not the steering wheel. That's preposterous. And then she's saying it's the other wheel of the boat.
Yeah,
yeah, I'm kind of agreeing with you, to be honest.
Amy, just chill out, all right? We're all in this together, all right? No need for tears. Thank you very much for all the emails and theories that you send us. We don't have time to read them all in this short amount of time we've got, but we do look through all of them that you do send in to us, and let us know if you want to come on and have a Skype chat with us, because you could be joining us on the show. You could be talking to this little fella for real. Oh, it's good, isn't it? We've got a camera phone message from Seamus.
I'm kind of wondering if the island is kind of like a heaven-type place, with Whitmore being the fallen angel. Himself and Ben are struggling for control of the island, and the Losties are their pawns in the game, fighting for it or whatever, in taking control of the island. It's quite symbolic, I thought, at the start of the last episode, that like Jeremy Bentham, where Locke turned up with a blanket all around him, as if it was kind of like Jesus after the resurrection type thing. So I don't know if that's the symbolism, but I think that's what they might be trying to imply. But that's my theory anyway. Thanks, bye.
Thank you, Seamus. We've said before there is religious symbolism and imagery in there. Not a problem with that. But Tom, do you want to?
I try to stay away from these because I get quite opinionated on the subject.
No, get opinionated, man. This is what you know.
I just don't think it's anything to do with religion. That's all.
Well, no, but you'd agree that there is definitely some imagery, and there are biblical, and it does tend to be more Christian than any other religion, I think. Although if this statue is, an Egyptian god, then that's something else. But it does tend to be more Christian imagery and references that are put in there. I
guess so, but it's the spirituality of the show, I think, does cross across a lot of different, creation myths and and belief systems. But he was mentioning Third Earth, isn't that Thundercats? Was he bringing like a whole He's bringing a whole other spectrum onto the program? Yeah.
Okay. We've got an email from Make Claus. You can't tell me that Whitmore wouldn't know about all of the Losties being on Flight 316, and he obviously has ties to Eloise Hawking since he sends Desmond off to her. So, if Whitmore wanted to be on that flight and go back to the island, he could, which makes it seem like he is indeed more interested in the Oceanic 6 going back, which gives some credibility to him saying he has the island's best interest at heart.
I like that.
How? Explain it to me.
Because he doesn't want Ben, it goes back to the big fight between Ben and Whitmore that we think is coming. Well, I do anyway.
Why doesn't Whitmore get on that plane and go to the island?
Because I think that he knows that...
Because he can't. He can't go back to the island, that's the thing. He wants the island, but there is something, this is just a theory, there is something that's preventing him from being physically on that island.
Do you reckon it's a super brain computer?
For those of you new to us, I for a long time had a big theory about a super brain computer. It turned out to be nonsense, and I'm prepared to accept it was nonsense.
Nonsense at the moment.
I quite like reminding you.
At the moment, season and a half to go.
Why do you think that Whitmore didn't get on that plane?
But I am starting to think that Whitmore could be trusted more than we think he should be trusted. That's I don't completely agree with that.
Master. He's like Ben. They don't need to be.
There was something about that conversation with Locke. I was like, and I hate the fact that I was, because I thought, Whitmore's really evil. But there was something that he said to Locke. I thought, I kind of believe that we're saying.
We've got an email from Catherine. As the Losties are back in Dharma... this looks interesting. As the Losties are back in Dharma time in the late 70s, well, we know it's 77 now, then Juliet will be on the island at the same time as young Ben. In Season 4, the episode The Other Woman, Harper says Juliet looks like someone Ben knew. Oh, this is good. What if Ben and Juliet meet in the past, and that is why he brings her to the island in the future? That's good, isn't it?
That's gold.
This is what we need.
Fried gold.
The cross-referencing of old episodes.
Yeah.
This is brilliant. Come on, Tom. That's
absolutely. I mean, it's great when you get reminders that actually you know, there's a lot more going on here, and there's a lot of references that we probably have all missed.
Got another email from Nick Rowan. Tom, you're going to be buying a chocolate bar because Abaddon will be seen again for sure. It's a bet we had last week, where I bet Tom a bar of chocolate that we'll see Abaddon again, and I think we will.
Good. Well, chocolate bar at stake, so
thank you very much. If you want to become our friends, not literally, but in the world of the internet, you can join us on Facebook, MySpace, Bebo, and follow us on Twitter. And while we're watching the episode of Lost, just before we record this, we twit away.
Yeah, and you can spoil the episode.
I didn't spoil the episode.
Yeah, you did.
I did not spoil the episode.
I
didn't. There were no spoilers. Horace Goodspeed. According to his jumpsuit, what's his position? What is he? What's his Dharma jumpsuit? What is he?
Mathematician.
He's a mathematician, yes.
I didn't realise it was a competition.
Sawyer was calling him the leader in 77. It seemed odd that he would be the leader.
Well, in a sense that when they first came to meet, you know, Horace in that time period, the 3 years prior, 74, that he's seems to be running things. So 3 years later, he would still be the boss, I guess, you know, in that sense. Although it's whirring, I can hear it.
So, you know, that it's Richard Alpert that persuades Ben to kill everybody. When does that happen?
Soon.
Exactly. Supposing it was Sawyer killing those 2 men, or Sawyer and Juliet shooting those 2 men, that prompts Alpert to say, the truce has been broken, let's get the gas master.
Nasty.
Yeah, that's not bad, is it?
That's good, yeah. It's pretty.
And they go to the arrow as well, and let's get the heavy ordnance, which could be the gas.
What did they call it? They called it like something like stage 1. They said, you know, go to the arrow, inform the arrow, and we're at something 1, like stage 1 of some kind of, you know, protocol. So that's whatever that is.
The gas protection protocol.
Horace is going to become. He's going to become a key figure. There's going to be something more significant he's going to do.
I love that we're seeing loads more of him now. Yeah.
Can he get a haircut though? I don't like his hair.
Lost don't do wigs and beards.
No, they don't.
He do everything else wonderfully, but wigs and beards.
But he acts really quite sweet in that
he's
episode.
good. Oh, he's a good fella.
But I think he looks quite frightening. There's that weird juxtaposition of he looks quite terrifying, but it's probably the two.
Only because of his bad hygiene.
Horace gets killed in the Purge.
Yes.
But if I remember correctly, Ben is kind of quite respectful to Horace and does the eye close that you do with a corpse. Why is he so respectful to Horace?
He grew up for such a long time, didn't he? So you know, however much there's always that conflict in being a bad guy and a good guy, and there's always there's a dark side of being a good guy and vice versa. So.
I like it. Also, he pops up in a dream with Locke, doesn't he?
Yeah. Isn't he chopping a tree?
Well, he's in a dream and he's stuck in that time loop chopping the tree.
Yeah. Maybe Horace is Jacob.
Oh no, that's just nonsense.
Yeah,
listen, I think we're all getting a little bit confused. Let's have a breather because our hunt for the biggest Lost fan continues. This week, up against Donna, Lawrence and Kane, is Daryl.
Hi, I'm Daryl and this is my video to tell you guys why I am Lost's biggest fan. Okay, my first reason is that it's actually become part of my everyday life. Well, I have an example to show you actually. In our history lessons, we were required to make a poster on Mao's China. And me and my friend actually managed to incorporate Hurley into our poster. So I'm going to just show you this. It's pretty amazing, some pretty skilled artwork.
Is that Hurley? Was she 9 years old or something?
And it's Emily, by the way.
That's rubbish.
I've been a loyal fan since day one. And I'm not going to sit here and show you all the merchandise I have and all that stuff because like you said last week, that's not what makes you a real fan. Well, it's like how you get involved with the show and how you think about it and, you know, what you like about it. I'll just tell you a couple of my little theories. One is that Eloise Hawking is Penny's mother, which might be quite an obvious one. But yeah, I think she's Penny's mother because clearly Widmore and Eloise Hawking have got something going on the island. And another one is that, well, it's kind of partly your theory, but, you know, I really liked it. I think that Aaron is Jacob. So, yeah, I love you guys, by the way. I think you are hilarious. And, you know, part of my weekly entertainment is watching your Lost Initiative. So, thank you, and I'm Lost's biggest fan.
She's just won herself 10 extra points there. Well done, Daryl. Listen, thank you very much for that. I do think she's better than the fella in red over there.
Geeky Daryl, I quite like that.
I suggest we get her in and give him the old...
Why am I still here? I don't know why I put up with it, to be honest.
Nor do we, Tom.
And to be honest, I am an integral part of this show, and I think if I left, it would.
Well, okay, you say you're an integral part of the show. We'll come to that in a second. I'm just going to say this to the boys and girls out there and the Lost fans. If you think you're up for the challenge to prove you're the biggest Lost geek out there, it's not just about how much stuff you've got, it's what's going on in your big Lost brain that counts. If you think you're the ultimate Lost obsessive, email a webcam message to us explaining why. Send it to lostonsky1@sky.com. Lostonsky1@sky.com. The winner will be joining us for a big Geek Off quiz at the end of the series. Now, you say you're an integral part of the show, Tom. Your Geeky Tom Facebook group has now got 148 members.
Ray, come
on, to be honest.
And it was Tom's 18th birthday on Saturday just gone. So make a young man very happy and join his Facebook page. Any message to your Facebook fans? We haven't got time, I'm afraid. Lost is on a break this weekend. Why would you do that to us, Lost? So join us on Sunday the 22nd of March when we'll be discussing episode 9, which is called Namaste. Very exciting. In the meantime, you can watch all of our Lost Initiative shows so far at sky.com/Lost. Keep your theories and your emails coming in, please. Until then, namaste.
You know I'm 26, though, not 18.
Shut up. I bet you're curly-whirly at someone we know.